What's going on, everyone? So it is an end of an era. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, that era is officially over. Now we've ushered in the LeBron James and Luka Doncic era. Anthony Davis, obviously he wanted to be a Laker. Supposedly he was blindsided by this, which you feel for him. You do. And, obviously we would have loved to see another championship with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But, every team in the league would have made this move. Right? Talking about Luka, a generational talent. You're talking about one of the anywhere from 2 to top 5 players in the league. Anthony Davis, I think, is a top 10 player, but again, that's not, a guy that top 2 or 3 in the entire NBA. This is still very shocking for all of us, right? But it's ushering in a new era. And we'll see how this era goes. Obviously, many more moves have to be on the horizon. Lakers needed a center before Anthony Davis. They clearly need a center now without Anthony Davis, likely 2 centers, but I'm sure the Lakers will have other moves ahead. So stay tuned in that regard. But the big question is, can Luka and LeBron coexist? Is LeBron going to be ending up requesting a trade? He's wanted to play with Luka in the past. He's talked about playing with Luka in the past. Luka and LeBron, there is a version of this that is hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of the year, right? Nobody would want to see LeBron James and Luka Doncic in a 7-game playoff series. I don't care who it is. I don't care, but even if the Lakers don't make another move, which they need to, but even if they don't make another move, right? Talk about a guy in Luka that has gone to 2 conference finals in the last, 3 years, was just in the NBA finals, and a guy that is one of the best playoff performers ever, right? And then LeBron James, who's, by the way, one of, if not the greatest players ever, who is still a top 10 player, even at age 40, right? LeBron James has been searching for years for that clear-cut number 1 guy. They were hoping Anthony Davis would be that. And there were real genuine questions of can Anthony Davis be that? There are nights where Anthony Davis is clearly that guy. And then there are nights where it's just okay, maybe we do need somebody else. Maybe we do need a Zach LaVine or a Kyrie or whatever, right? To kind of be able to lead the charge when Anthony Davis isn't showing up to the level that we need him to show up to. And there have been games where LeBron still has to carry just for us to have a chance to win that game. And also another big thing that LeBron's been searching for is a primary playmaker and ball handler, somebody that can take the pressure off of him to have to do everything. Right? And they've done that with, Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook, D'Angelo Russell, and now you get to do it with Luka. And there's not very many guys in the league, if any, that can do that better than Luka. But there are, as many as there are great and positives, there are concerns, right? LeBron James is used to having the ball in his hands. He does have the lowest usage of his career, but he's still very heavily on the ball. And Luka Doncic is one of the most highest usage rated players ever. I mean, he's on ball more than anybody ever. So there is a version where this is just way too clunky, where this is, just there is this dysfunction, not amongst them, personality wise or anything, but in the sense of they're on court fit and, who has the ball and, into game situations and, how do you balance the two of them? Now, the beauty of having both of these guys is you can always have one on the court. So you start both, you end both, but beyond that, one is on, one is off, one is on, one is off. And you always have a guy that can be the engine for your offense, right? So you have a path to where, you are constantly having a offensive engine that can create for themselves, create for others, just go score basketball, right? These are 2 guys that can go get you 30 a night, right? All 3 guys, or both guys can get you, triple-double on a nightly basis, right? These are 2 guys that can win games, close games, do it all. And there is a path, again, to where I do believe that this can absolutely work. But we'd be lying if we said that there wasn't any concern. Now, Luka's the one that's not going to have to make, I mean, there will be some adjustments on Luka's end, but if this is going to work, it's probably going to be more on LeBron's side of things. And it's going to be up to JJ Redick to kind of balance this out, right? Like JJ Redick and the coaching staff is going to have to find ways to, again, kind of scatter their minutes and run sets, run actions. I also think Luka's going to have to buy into the style of offense that we run and stuff, which might be good for him, kind of take pressure off of him. And also, I think that, when you look at LeBron and Luka, right? Like, yes, they do and are in many ways the exact same player. That can be a good thing with the, basically two supercomputers on the basketball court, processing things, reacting to things, right? Communicating, being able to see things on the court that just no one else sees, being able to operate on the court in ways that just no one else can really operate, and gives you just these two guys that are competitors, right? And I do think LeBron would sacrifice. I do think, because LeBron's wanted to do it for Anthony Davis, right? LeBron's wanted to really take a step back and just hand Anthony Davis the keys. And he's constantly talking about how Anthony Davis is the best player and this, that, the other, right? And you've seen LeBron try to defer to like Reeves and AD, and it just at times doesn't work. But now LeBron would have a guy in a Luka that he can just go, hey, do your thing. Right? Like, be great. Right? I'll work around you. And that's where I think this has success. Is if LeBron is willing to work around Luka and is willing to sacrifice enough to work around Luka, which might mean nights where, he's giving you 15 points, but he's giving you, 12 assists and 10 rebounds, right? And it's not him having these incredible outbursts and scoring. Like, there will be nights where he just goes off and he's cooking and he's doing his thing, and he's going to be able to get his 15 to 20 points. Also, there may be incentive for LeBron to be more aggressive early on. So, like, when Luka's on the bench, it's like, okay, well, now's your time, LeBron. And you might get these kind of more, like, especially in the middle of games, right? Because you see a lot of times LeBron will, at halftime, he'll have like 4 points, and you're like, dang. And then you look up and he has like 30, and you're like, wow, he scored 26 in the second half, right? Like, where I think now he'll be more aggressive early on, he'll be more aggressive in like the second quarter stints, right? So like when he goes to the bench, Luka runs the show, Luka does his thing, and then Luka goes to the bench, and then LeBron comes in, and it's like, okay, LeBron, now's your time to go get your 12 points this quarter or whatever. And I think you'll see a version of LeBron that will make adjustments and will change to be more aggressive, to be more assertive from the jump, right? Like, he'll be a guy that, okay, second, third quarter, I need to go, right? Because, I'm going to be looking for Luka to close this game and finish this game and, hit the big shots down the stretch so I don't have to wear myself out and all that stuff. And Luka's the young bull that LeBron can kind of ride and just be like, hey, like, this is your team. You're the guy. They brought you in for you to be the guy. Go be the guy, right? I will be the second guy. I'm 40 years old in year 22, right? He seems and has at least appeared at times, because it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to actually do it. But he has appeared at times like a guy that wants somebody to take the reins. And I do think Luka is one of those guys that would gladly take the reins. And the thing is, too, is that Luka can shoot, right? Like, that's a big thing, right? So, like, with Russell Westbrook and LeBron, that was, without a doubt, total disaster. But it's because Westbrook couldn't shoot, right? So, and now Luka has had experience playing alongside a guy like a Kyrie Irving and let Kyrie Irving, kind of run the show at times and stuff, and him kind of playing off of Kyrie, right? I think that because he's gotten some of that experience and because he's gotten some of that understanding of, okay, I need to be here, I need to be there type thing, I do think that that's very beneficial for a guy like Luka. No, Luka's not a career like lights out 3-point shooter. He's a career 35% guy, but like last year, he shot 38% on 10.6 attempts, right? And that was when, him and Kyrie really started to get comfortable, really started to get it. That was their final run, right? Well, now he's going to be alongside LeBron. Will there be a learning curve? Absolutely. Will there be, games where it looks clunky? I'm sure, especially early on. But if these two can figure it out between now and the playoffs, watch out, right? Like, you're probably not beating these two. Like, again, good luck. Even if the Lakers don't do another thing, there is a very real version of this where the Lakers are hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. Now, again, I want to be clear. Lakers need to make other trades. They need to make other moves. But Luka and LeBron by themselves can do wonders, right? Luka and LeBron by themselves can completely just dominate, win game. I mean, each guy by themselves could win 2 or 3 games in a playoff series. And you have them both on the same team. Right? Like that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But that's the reality. That's the world we're living in right now. And I'm excited to see where this goes, how this plays out. Obviously, Lakers are set up for now and the future. But obviously, again, I want to see them win now. I want to win this year and then, another 5 before Luka retires. I don't want it to be just like, okay, yeah, we're just packing it in this year and then, winning, 5 years from now or whatever. No, like you gotta keep the momentum, right? But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think Luka and LeBron can coexist? Do you think that they can work? Do you think that it will work? Do you think, it's going to be a total disaster? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Either way, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.